What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, it's Daniel, and welcome back to your video. Today, I'm doing race 6 for the 2024 Cookout 400. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series makes its return after a 2-week Olympic break at Richmond Raceway, the 3/4 of a mile racetrack. The last time we ran near Richmond Raceway in the summer, we saw Chris Buescher pick up his first win of the 2023 season, and the last time we ran here at Richmond in the Cup Series, we saw Denny Hamlin pick up, I believe, his second Cup win of 2024. He'll be looking to get his fourth win of 2024 this weekend, and Chris Buescher is looking to get his first win of the year as well. Another big thing to know with this race, they are going to be running an option tire, where basically they're going to be doing what they did in North Wilkesboro, where they're going to run that same option tire to try to find a way to make the short track racing a lot better, because we all kind of know the racing at short tracks has not been good in recent years. Hopefully we can see better racing with that option tire. So before we go ahead and jump to picks as well, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is looking a little bit promising. It's going to be 85 degrees high with 65 degrees low with a 0% chance of rain with partly cloudy skies. However, it needs to be noted that currently at the moment, Tropical Storm Debbie is happening, unfortunately, and that could play a role in the weekend. Hopefully the weather can clear up by this point and won't be as bad as what they're projecting. They're projecting, I think, 4 to 6 inches of rain over the course of the next couple days. Hopefully that weather can stay out of the area so we can get the race in this weekend. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks work. I usually do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who will not have a good run. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who really need a good run this weekend are kind of on that playoff battle at this moment. And I do my winner's pick, the driver I think is going to win the race overall. And I do the drivers you need to watch out for. And usually for the Cup Series, I've got 5 drivers that you need to watch out for. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2024 Cookout 400 at Richmond? My first suck pick for this weekend at Richmond is a driver of the 8 car for Richard Childress Racing, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch desperately needed the break because in the last 8 NASCAR Cup Series races, Kyle Busch has had 5 DNFs. And the short track program for Richard Childress Racing has not been good this year and hasn't been good really for the last few years. I expect Kyle Busch to unfortunately struggle again. I don't think it's going to be as bad. I think he actually will finish the race other than a lot of races that he's not been able to finish. But I don't think Kyle Busch is going to run well. It's just like RCR right now is not fast at this current moment. I think Kyle will unfortunately struggle this weekend at Richmond. My second suck pick for this weekend at Richmond is a driver of the 1 car for Trackhouse Racing, Ros Chastain. Ros Chastain has not had a great year so far in 2024 with only 2 top 5s and 6 or 7 top 10s. Well, he's not been that completely inconsistent. He's not had the speed he had in 2022 or 2023. He's just really not had the speed so far. And I don't think Ros Chastain is going to unfortunately run well this weekend. I just think he's been fading a little bit. Trackhouse doesn't have the same pace or speed. I unfortunately think Ros Chastain is not going to run well this weekend at Richmond Raceway. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the 2024 Cookout 400. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Richmond is a driver of the 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace has had a really good string of races right before the break. In the last 4 races, he finished 7th at Nashville, 13th at Chicago, probably should have gotten the top 5 there. He finished 10th at Pocono and finished in 5th at the Brickyard 400 and actually won a stage as well. And last time we ran here at Richmond, Bubba Wallace had a top 5 car before unfortunately getting into an incident with Kyle Larson. I think Bubba Wallace is going to have a really good chance to get a top 5 potentially. The speed for the short tracks for 2311 has been pretty good considering that Toyota's been also very good at this type of track. I think Bubba Wallace will have a good chance and opportunity for a great run this weekend. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Richmond is a driver of the 4 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, Josh Berry. Josh Berry has generally been the fastest SHR driver throughout the 2024 season, and last time he ran here at Richmond, well, he finished outside the top 10. He had a top 5 car and almost led laps in this race, and it feels like that Josh Berry has been getting better as the year has progressed and has gone on. I think Josh Berry will be contending at least for a top 5 or top 10 this weekend for sure. He definitely needs to win to make the playoffs. I think Josh could have an outside chance and opportunity to do that. I think Josh Berry will be a contender, and I think he'll have a very solid and good run for sure this weekend, and I think he'll be a contender for the win at Richmond. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the Cookout 400. Who is my winner's pick? The driver who I'm picking to win this weekend is a driver who probably should have won this race earlier this year, got very unlucky with that caution coming out, and also has been historically very, very good at this racetrack. I am picking the driver, the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr., to pick up his first win of 2024 and stab a winless streak that's gone all the way back to New Hampshire in 2023. While Martin Truex Jr. has been very inconsistent in the second half of this year, Martin Truex Jr. has always been very good at Richmond, and historically, Joe Gibbs Racing, this is their playground. They always run well at this racetrack, and I think Martin Truex Jr. and Joe Gibbs Racing are going to be super quick this weekend, and I think Martin Truex Jr. will finally get that first win of 2024 in retirement year. I'm going Martin Truex Jr. to pick up the win this weekend at Richmond. And now we're going ahead and jump on to drivers you need to watch out for at Richmond. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver to watch out for this weekend at Richmond is the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson's had some very up and down stats here at Richmond, but he also won at this track last year. And Kyle Larson, of course, is coming off of winning the Brickyard 400 in controversial fashion a couple weekends ago. I think Kyle Larson's going to have a good chance to win. Hendrick Motorsports had a decent short track program so far. They haven't been great on the flat tracks, but the short tracks, they've been very good at this type. And I think Kyle Larson could have a really good chance and opportunity to potentially get career win number 28, I believe, and what would also be his 5th win of 2024. I think he'll have a chance to do that this weekend. The second driver to watch out for this weekend at Richmond is the driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott has been super consistent so far in 2024, and while he hasn't had all the finishes to back it up recently, Chase Elliott has still been very good, and he ran really well here at Richmond in the spring. I think this is where he got his first or second top 5 finish of the season, where he started this really good stretch. I think Chase Elliott's going to have a good chance and opportunity. While he's never won at Richmond, he could have a chance to get his second win of 2024 this weekend at Richmond. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at Richmond is the driver of the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin has been historically amazing at this racetrack. I think either here or Pocono is one of his winningest racetracks. And like I mentioned earlier, he won last time we were here. And Denny Hamlin, the 11 team, while they've been super inconsistent and the lack of speed has been there at times, and they just haven't had the finishes to show for it, I think Denny Hamlin's going to have a really good chance to get it done. I think Joe Gibbs Racing is going to bring a good package. I don't think they're going to have any engine issues or troubles this weekend. I think Denny Hamlin will have a great run for sure this weekend at Richmond. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Richmond is the driver of the 45 car for 2311 Racing, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick has not historically been amazing at Richmond, but in the last 5 or 6 races, I believe his worst finish is 6th, and has come close to winning a few races as of late. I think Tyler Reddick's going to have a good chance to get it done. I think he could get that second win of the year because he did get that win in Talladega, but he still is looking for that second win of the season. I think Tyler Reddick will be a threat or contender for the win in victory. I think the pace and speed is overall going to be there for Tyler Reddick, and I think he has a very good chance and opportunity with that 45 car to maybe get his 7th career NASCAR Cup Series win and potentially his second win of 2024. And the 5th and final driver I think you should watch out for this weekend at Richmond is a driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. Now, it needs to be noted that Adam Stevens will not be crew chief in this car, as Adam Stevens is out for a knee injury for the next few races, so Chris Sherwood is going to be the crew chief. That being said, they're probably going to be using a lot of setups that Adam Stevens has had, and we know Adam Stevens had a good track record at Richmond, being a crew chief for drivers like Kyle Busch, and Christopher Bell has also been very, very strong at Richmond in the past. He almost won this race back in 2022. So I think Christopher Bell is going to have a really good chance and opportunity. I think it's going to be some good pace out of the 20 car, and I would not be surprised if Christopher Bell gets his 4th win of 2024 this weekend at Richmond. So, those are my race picks for the 2024 Cookout 400. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Kyle Busch, Ros Chastain. My underdog picks are Bubba Wallace, Josh Berry. My winner's pick is Martin Truex Jr. And the ones to watch out for, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, and Christopher Bell. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2024 Cookout 400 at Richmond. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment below your picks below for this weekend at Richmond. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know your drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Richmond. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Later tonight on the channel, we're going to have the paint scheme video for the Cookout 400. There also might be, if there is any major news that breaks later today, we'll discuss it here on the channel. Tomorrow, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. And if any other major news breaks throughout the rest of the week, we'll discuss it here. Hopefully, with the situation with the weather, we can get the race in and hopefully we can have some good racing this weekend at Richmond. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.